Investors, you love a data-driven business, but the truth is, most of them aren't. I mean, they're all drowning in data, but to get an insight, it's so hard. Of 200 million businesses out there, only the richest companies can afford data science for marketing. I was a director of analytics, and I've seen that salary go up and up, no cap. And with a third of enterprise roles still open, the rest of us, we're getting locked out of talent, ergo insights to grow our companies. So Clickvoyant is a product that allows anybody to kick ass at customer intelligence without having to hire one data scientist. By allowing people to conduct statistical research on their existing data in a simple interface, Clickvoyant is finding 26% incremental revenue for our customers, which is why we're making 20K MRR on just the MVP. So now, instead of competing for $200,000 talent, you can hire Clickvoyant for less than the cost of an entry-level hire. Let's see what she looks like.
Everyone's answer to insight needs is a dashboard. But is a series of charts really insights? Most decisions from dashboards are no better than a random guess, leaving you feeling overwhelmed and unsure. What you need are insights derived from research. You tell Clickvoyant what you're trying to improve, and we run hundreds of statistical models to find the opportunities to optimize that conversion rate. Every insight we make is ranked by the revenue opportunity, evaluates how much money is at stake, and includes a methodology for how you got those numbers, making you a better data storyteller. You can also select the most relevant insights to create a fully editable slide presentation with speaker notes, because we know that data-driven strategy is a team sport. Fearless decision-making delivered in a few mouse clicks. Now you are the insight hero.
Excellent job.
Thank
All
you.
right. So there are quite a few analytics companies and business intelligence platforms out there. Why is Clickvoyant the right answer?
So this is why Clickvoyant exists, actually. There's so many tools out there, and what they do are for data analysts or data scientists to manipulate. Rarely can you leave a marketer in the same room with that and they're going to figure it out. So because Clickvoyant is a platform that allows somebody non-analytically trained to conduct their own research, not only are we closing this $200 billion gap in talent, but we're also elevating the data science and statistics vocabulary of our users. That is how to close that gap, and there's nothing else out there like it.
Makes a lot of sense. But can you go into a little bit more detail about why this is not a feature, this is a real business? Like, tell us about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's hard. Honestly, Clickvoyant, it's really blurring this line between what today is software or services. And that kind of category creation or elevation, whatever we want to call it, it's hard to define or predict. But here's what I know, Desi. MarTech that creates customer data, they require better insights to get to their customers. That reduces churn, it increases customer lifetime value. It's why they create partnership programs with analytics consulting. What I also know is that analytics consulting is a multi-billion-dollar business starting at about $300 an hour. I was a director of analytics actually writing that scope of work, and 80% of the time it was cut. And not because the company did not want to have analytics, it was because they just couldn't afford it, so they're going without. And that's like trying to run a 4-minute mile without a stopwatch. So Clickvoyant is really hanging our hat in that space that's underserved, unserved really, that where companies have digital marketing budget, but they don't have a data science budget.
Makes sense. So sometimes these tools are very, very hard to onboard. Can you give us, they can take months, right? Sometimes it could be a year and you're not fully onboarded. Can you explain how Clickvoyant is different?
Yeah. So we talk about this onboarding is 15 minutes, and a lot of people find that hard to believe. But really, all users have to do is connect to their HubSpot, Google Analytics, Shopify, and tell us what they're trying to improve. And in minutes, we spit out all of these insights. Now, The reason why that works and why it is believable is because there's so much data that's out of the box on a lot of these MarTech platforms that go completely underutilized. Most businesses are out there chasing this aggregated, perfect data set, and honestly, it doesn't exist. So many of my peers in the analytics space are like, I wish you would just analyze what we have already. And they don't. So that's what Clickvoyant delivers. Rather than going that big data route of aggregating everything into one place, we're going boutique data. And by that, I mean, like, we're just pulling data from the pieces that we need to answer a specific question. And we do that 100 times, boom, analysis done.
And I think you've shared that you saw a 26% increase on average for your clients. I think you have a specific client that you said you unlocked some growth on blogging.
So this is one of my favorites, actually. We have a secondary education client, and they were doing lots of blogging to attract traffic to their site, and they were getting all this traffic, 0 conversions. So because Clickvoyant had quantified the revenue opportunity on those blogs, they took action and then made 1.5x ROI in the first 90 days of usage.
That's awesome. Probably why you have so many customers. We can talk about that in a minute. But so $30,000 price tag, I think, is roughly what you said. Can you tell us who Clickvoyant is for? Then what kind of business?
Yeah, so 30,000 is the average subscription, but the actual entry level is $500 a month, and that analyzes the entire Google Marketing Cloud. Who it's best for are companies that are focused on conversion rate optimization. That's what Clickvoyant is excellent at. Focused at the lowest part of the funnel. We're talking websites, we're talking CRM. And companies that have a longer sales cycle, like longer than 30 days. B2B, B2C, that have finance, education, or insurance. These types of, again, longer than 30-day sales cycle, they do the best.
So you have some pretty exciting news. You just closed $1 million round. Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Can you talk a little bit how you're going to use that and how we can help you?
Absolutely. Getting exponential growth during an economic downturn was really helpful to closing that traction. But what we learned from our customers is that a lot of businesses are kind of easing up on digital ad spending, and because it's just getting more expensive, and they're leaning in on conversion rate optimization. So we're building all of our features out to focus on that, going so as far as to like suggest A/B tests. But we're also monitoring our user experience, because trying to make analysts out of non-analysts, it requires a UX that helps them do that without making it look like math homework. So really the way that you guys can help us right now is to get from 20K to 100K MRR, introduce us to any of the portfolio companies spending about $20,000 in channel acquisition. That's where we do the best. And yeah, I mean, look for us next year when we're raising again.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you hit the 100K mark, I think everyone's going to be knocking on your door. So
yeah.
Congrats on the growth. Congrats on the round.
Thank you.